Good evening and welcome to the first presidential debate of the season. I'm your moderator, Monica Walls, and today I have with us the presidential candidates from both the Jackass Party and the Brown Nose Party. Let's meet the candidates. First up, from the Jackass Party, DeMarcus Bush.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DeMarcus Bush, and I'm a former senator from Portland, Oregon. I stand in front of you today to inform you on why I believe the education system is fine as it is. And then after I finish, you will hear a few words from my quote-unquote competition. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am DeMarcus Bush, and I'm to tell you that everyone has an opportunity to make it in life. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin or anything. Vote for me, DeMarcus Bush.
Thank you for that, Mr. Bush. Next up, from the Brown Nose Party, Jerome F. Kennedy.
Woo, he's awesome. I love that guy. He's so great.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jerome F. Kennedy. I'm from the Brown Nose Party. I originated from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a senator who believes in what all brown nosers believe, which is equality and equity for all. And if you look at our educational system right now, it doesn't take a jackass to find out that we do have a disparity. So as this debate continues, I'll show you guys why the brown noses are actually here for the kids, and the jackasses are being exactly what they are. As expected, candidate Bush did bring a petty video to the event. So to follow that up, I brought my own video trying to detail actual facts regarding this matter. According to the U.S. Department of Education, disparities are apparent between minorities and whites when it comes to education, right? Even starting off as far as reading, parents being able to read to children before school starts. Only 78% of black kids were read to before kindergarten versus 95% of whites, right? This might have to do with a bevy of different factors, including what jobs these families may have. Sometimes blacks aren't able to have the same opportunities to get the same work that whites do, and that affects the time they can spend with their children, leading to different disparities between reading proficiency of black kids and white kids. So as it starts off, shows you how different the actual levels that they start off before they even reach a classroom. And then when we start talking about the schools themselves, you can see how different the U.S. Department of Education also details the different neighborhood, how different the neighborhoods and the funding they get determine what kind of education these students may have. Even though you might be living in the same districts, depending on the funding these different schools may have, it vastly changes the outcomes of the child that goes to that school. So when you are living in a neighborhood that doesn't have the right funding for books and materials, even enough teachers to supply the students so their classrooms aren't too big, you will see different scores as far as reading, math, and cognitive proficiency. The U.S. Department of Education shows that between K to 12, whites are ahead in almost every one of these categories. And then, again, that even translates to higher education. So you see the 66% of black students actually get into college versus the 78% of white students, according to the Department of Education in 2011. So you can see how all these different factors add up to different outcomes for different students. So while my opposition might have some flashy remarks, he doesn't have any facts to back them up. That's why you should vote for an actual candidate, Jerome F. Kennedy from the Broncos.
Based on the polls, race plays a major factor in determining standardized testing scores. What do you think should be done to make a change?
Honestly, in my opinion, that's bogus. Because if it wasn't bogus, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, right? Correct, America? So race shouldn't play a big role in determining your test scores and that, because you always beat the odds. Would you like anything to say, Kennedy?
What this jackass from the Jackass Party has failed to understand is when we talk about race determining how test scores are affected, we're not talking about the individuals themselves, we're talking about the system, right? So just because you got here off of the whatever grant you got doesn't mean that everyone has the same opportunity. So when we analyze the schools and start off from pre-K education all the way to what you said, Harvard Law School, your daddy got you in there? Okay. When we get to that point, we have to see every single step. Not every school gets the same funding. Not every school has the same opportunity to educate the kids or give them, pre-SAT classes or anything else to get them into colleges that we need to get right here. If it wasn't for
All I
things
got
like
to say
Jumpstart,
is that my kids won't get into Harvard, so it doesn't matter.
see, that's the type of ignorance that makes you a jackass, right? While us brown nosers know exactly what to do. We look for equality and equity for everybody, versus just trying to think that everyone is just placed on here. You have to know that what has happened in the past has effects to everybody today, right? And those effects are long-lasting and systemic. See, this is what y'all want for real? I don't even know how you got on the stage. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Like, going like 2 months ago, it doesn't matter.
Yo, see, that's exactly why I'm scared for this country. Did you hear what he just said? 2 months ago. What were you doing 2 months ago?
What I'm hearing to say is that it doesn't matter if your color of your skin. You can always beat the odds of a test score by studying and remaining strong.
But not everyone has the same opportunity to have the tools to study. If you can afford a textbook, how are you supposed to study? If you can't have...
Don't clap to that. What are you guys clapping for?
See, you're Jack. You belong in your party. That's all I can say. You actually belong.
Next question. Why do you think that schools in Chicago and Detroit aren't getting the proper funding needed? How does this compare to private charter schools in the same areas?
Cook. Those kids are just savages. Reckless. They don't want nothing. I mean, you can't give kids if they don't want nothing. I mean, if they want it, they work for it. Other than that, they're out in the streets being reckless, causing damage, creating violence. They must don't want anything, so who cares?
See, I don't think you've lived the true American experience. I can't say sitting here that any American does not want the best for them. We all have a dream we aspire to be, right? So to say disregard these kids because they live in an environment that has failed them, how could you blame these kids because their environment failed them?
I had friends that were gangbangers, thugs. You know what I'm saying? They all come from backgrounds. Look where they're at. They're still doing good. Why can't these kids be good?
It's more complicated than your Portland thugs. These real cities have gone bankrupt. You call them savages, what's been done to them is savage, right? They've been despaired for so long. How could they have any type of guidance if you don't have any faith in them? That doesn't make sense. You can't have this type of negative view. Your outlook even changes how they are treated. Just to see them as thugs and gangsters, you don't even give them the opportunity to become anything else. So you can't be out here just disregarding them as thugs. Like, that doesn't make sense.
You know, come on. It doesn't matter.
See. I know
they
you.
want to
I know
make
you.
it.
I know you.
They want to make it. They're going to make it.
How? Explain to me how they're gonna make it. Explain to me how they
Get out the streets.
How?
Go read a book.
Go get a book. They don't have books to read.
They have plenty of books to read.
Do you know this?
Yes, I know this for a fact.
You know this. They have books to read.
For a fact.
That's why they're out on the streets every day
This book's
in the
everywhere.
sun, killing themselves.
It's their fault.
I don't know how you got even on the stage, bro. Brother, I feel for you. I really do.
I don't know why you feel for me.
Nah, cause your jackass party got you thinking like a jackass, bro.
Why are people clapping for this man?
Do we have any questions in the audience? Yes, you in the back.
Hi, so I'm a single mother from Baltimore, and I have 2 children, and I constantly wonder about the education my boys are receiving. So as a president, what policies would you implement to make sure that they receive a good education?
Thank you.
Brown nose, since you got a lot to say, let's see what you got to say now about this whole policy implementation.
See, I have a lot to say because I care a lot, unlike, some jackasses I know. But anyway, as far as your question, ma'am, I would love to take out my time personally to find out what exactly do your sons need, because they are representative of all our children in this country, right? Because if one kid doesn't succeed, we are only as strong as our weakest link. If one kid doesn't succeed, what does that mean for the rest of us?
All your kids need is a spank on the ass and a good book. That's what they need.
Really, why didn't you get any of those when you were growing up? So,
See where I'm at now. I obviously did get them,
yeah,
right?
but it's not even worry about now who got you here.
I got myself
No,
here.
I don't believe it. No one can pull themselves up without some help. Nobody can. Even you and
Somebody trying to say my parents got me here, but
no, I'm trying to say that someone took the time to help you get here. Even if you don't realize it, everyone needs help. Just as those kids in Baltimore do. just as I have, just as you have. Everyone here needs help. No one gets anywhere alone. This is why we create a society, a country in the first place, because nobody can do it alone.
Please get this man on stage.
Yo, please don't come back on stage.